Hello and welcome to the SC Playbook podcast out of NRL Supercoach Round 3, proudly brought to you by Mortgage Choice SCW. I'm your host, Tim Williams. We have arrived at the biggest, the most important trade week of the Supercoach season. That is Round 3. And if you're a little new to Supercoach, you might be saying, why the hell is Round 3 the biggest of the year? It is because Supercoach player prices do not change until a player has played 3 games, which is essentially the entire competition this week. We've had a free look at player roles, at minutes, at form, at all these sorts of things. This weekend, after they play their 3rd game, their prices will go up, they'll go down. We need to get it right. Here to talk through it with me and try and find the right trades. Spy, how are you?
Bit slow after a birthday weekend, but always ready to rumble, mate. Don't you worry about that.
You're one of them blokes who has birthday weeks. You don't have birthday day. You get up for the occasion.
Yeah, look, month really, if you really want to do it properly. But I'm actually going to have another outing in midwinter at the pub, so I'm going to actually stretch it out a bit further this year. But yeah, I'm pretty knackered, but that's all good. These things happen.
How'd you perform?
In Supercoach or in real life?
Both. I was going to say real life, but let's maybe shift this across to Supercoach. Probably better discussion.
It's actually a really weird situation, boys. I look at my side now and I go, it's the strongest side I've ever had by so far. It's not even funny. I've got no fires outside of Tino, who we'll get to. No real fires put out. I grabbed Couchman and Lukey last week to get ahead of the game. They did both played big minutes, scored decently. I'm like, this is epic. But I don't have Silva Falongo. So I'm not going that well. Just that one bloke has killed me. But that's all right. We'll obviously grab him this week. And I cannot comprehend the amount of money I have. I've got every cheapie. I've already got them. So I'm in a pretty good spot. I probably don't need to boost this week. So feeling good, but points-wise a slow start. So I've got a bit of work to do.
I think what it is, Spy, it's a very unique year for a bunch of reasons, but namely, there's a few rule interpretations, namely around the 6 agains that are just going through the roof, sort of. I think there's been more 6 agains than that 2021 starting season where players went nuts, etc. We've seen a lot of Supercoach points early on. So I scored 1292 or something in the weekend, which is a nice little bounce back week and a better scoring week than round 1. And I'm in 36,000 overall, which is absolutely fine. I'm here sort of every year. I think sort of the difference and what makes us a little bit nervous this year is that I start slow ranking-wise every year because I'm happy to spend more on certain players and get better cheapies, even if it means paying an extra 80k for them, than getting plotters who are going to make me no money, etc. Because all the cheapies are going so well so early and it looks early days that cash isn't going to be a massive issue for Supercoaches, it's kind of like you probably want a hot start across the first 4 to 5 weeks. So I don't think it's going to be as easy to sort of make up ground the longer the season goes on. I think you want a good start to the season.
Yeah, look, I always think you need a good start in that. I think I said last year, maybe just in that first 6 weeks, you want one big week where you target and that sets your momentum sailing. So obviously that'll be the target. Maybe though, if you've done, I feel like I've done probably as well as anyone in terms of having the side ready to go. So maybe I can save trades now while everyone's still getting cheapies and all that. So maybe that's an advantage, but we'll talk about obviously points versus cash and all that later.
Oh, yeah, we will. If you want to speak to someone and hear from someone that has made the hottest of hot starts, it's the former Supercoach champion, Dez Creek.
World's chirpiest bloke. He hasn't been in front of me for 2 years and he's sledging me as I walk in the door, as I sit down. Hasn't stopped. That's
he
right,
has
mate.
been chirpy pre-show. Can you tell us why, Dezzy?
Boys, second best start ever. Behind when I won the actual game itself. So
Interesting.
sitting around 2,299, something like that. So yeah, really good week, 1,400. Also like Spy, no fires to put out at all. Got on the cheapies last week, pre-bought them, and I have far longer. So that's why I'm ranked ahead of Spy.
How good is owning far longer, Dezzy?
Very good.
Well, I don't
Very
swear often. I nearly did then.
Thankfully, the Spy hasn't had to drop the magic F-bomb on show this early into the season and show. Also with us today, Matty, the water boy. Matty, firstly, how are you? And I don't know if we are. Oh, you weren't on last week. How's the side going?
Yeah, I should have been on last week. I went really good last week. I got almost 1,500, I think. I went awesome last week, but I unfortunately had a few doggies in my team this week, so I took a bit of a hit this week. I had Critter and Kiraz, so the buyers kind of cost me, so I've gone down a bit. But nah, looking good. I have Farlongo, so all good. I actually picked up Farlongo in the last round of our draft, if you remember, Tim.
Wow.
Everyone kind of laughed at me, but he's currently the leading fullback. So
Yeah.
All good. Tracking along nicely.
Yeah, so far along, I really did probably define NRL Supercoach Round to, for myself, a little bit the same. Very few fires to put out. Depending on how many of them I want to get, I'm not going to miss any of these good cheapies, I don't think. So, set up well. But as we said, boys, want to make some moves sooner rather than later.
In case anyone's wondering, the term I was going to use started with M and ended in uckers. So let's try to figure that out.
There you go. Put 2 and 2 together, guys, and work out how the Spy is feeling right now as a non-Suafa'alonga owner. On today's show, Team List Tuesday, pointers, mixed news for a Gun Storm cheapie pair that are looking like potential buys this week, potentially not. We'll get to those later. The topic for the show, it's one that we normally have about round 6 or 7. Cash generation v points. What is the focus? With all the cheapies going nuts this year, points flowing, it's a weird start to the season. How do we attack our trades? Next, Spy Talk, stuff you may have missed, returns with some more. I think we're going to have more blow-ups later in the show. Looking forward to that one. Spy's not happy about a few line breaks that have been awarded over this weekend. Shout out to Kalen Ponga. Hot topics for the show. Do we pounce on Nathan Cleary off the back of his century, or do we hold fire for another week or two? And then we'll drop our trades and skippers for round 3. Guys, the Unlimited League still open. Code 479007. The leaders of that league, Tiger Dylan, coached by, you guessed it, Dylan, and Bigger Boat, coached by Darren. They are leading the charge in there. They are 7th overall, equal on points. Take us on. If you want to take us on, do so. 479007, $1,000 up for grabs. The expansion at SC Playbook as well, covering NRL cricket, NFL, NBA, EPL, and now AFL. For each of those sports, we have articles online at scplaybook.com.au. We have podcast networks all under their own banners on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, social channels. So go and check those out. The big one though, guys, AFL crew flying ahead of round 2. A hectic studio down there in Melbourne. So if you're picking an AFL Supercoach team each and every week, give that one a listen, tune into it. And as I keep mentioning, we have moved our community over to Discord. We have the contributor-only discussions in their community chats, late mail and team news for all of these sports. I've been doing weekly Q&As as well with the team, so get in and check that out. If you are an active subscriber, go to our website, go to your account and click Connect Discord. You will be in. And if you'd like to subscribe to SC Playbook and support the site for all the time and effort, the hours, the blood, sweat, the tears that go into it, our subscription gets you access to a heap of extra premium articles on site each and every round with in-depth analysis. My 4,000-word article, Team List Tuesday, is up right now. Go and check that one out. Subscriber podcast, live Q&As, unlimited league prize money, and plenty more, all for less than $2 per week. So go and check that out in the menu at scplaybook.com.au. Boys, Team List Tuesday. Let's get stuck into it.
Just quickly on APL, we are in a ding-dong battle, man, you.
Yeah, I smoked you on the weekend.
Smoked me. You're leading by 28.
But what'd you get on the weekend?
No, you beat me by 28 points.
That's huge.
Please.
So for those non-EPL players out there, like a big score each week is 140 or 150. It's not like you're scoring 2,000 points. I bet you by 28.
Yeah.
What are you ranked?
578. You're 450. So
smoking now. How many trades left?
Not as many as you cheeky bastard. But I do have. I still got 9. A lot of people only have like 3. How many have you got? About 14.
Like 17.
Something ridiculous.
I'm ready to rock for the blank weeks.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm making a charge. Yeah.
You actually are.
Yeah, I'm excited. More on that later in part 2 of the show, which will be EPL Supercoach. Alrighty, guys. Team this Tuesday at the Raiders. Simi Sasangi remains at centre. Matty Timoko on the extended bench. Still wouldn't be shocked to see a game day change for this one.
Question on Timoko. Came on through the middle on the weekend at one point against the Wars and looked all right. Do you have any insight, or are we still chasing that? Because it is interesting. Because Sasangi is...
Well, look, Spy, I've got some connections at the Raiders. I do not have Ricky Stewart on speed dial. Shock. I haven't heard anything on Timoko making any moves outside of centre. But we'll see what we can find out.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like, he was coming out from an off-season injury. He was in a moon boot for a lot of the pre-season. I think they're just getting minutes back into him. But I don't know. Maybe Sticky just loves Sasangi at centre.
Well, and Noah Martin's the other thing. If he's going so well, he's like, well, I can't put you at right back row now.
You know, the thing, though, is just that, like, their edge back row depth is not weak, but with Matty Nicholson out long term, if they're going to keep Sasangi at centre, they've only really got Hosking who can sort of play edge, which is fine. And obviously they can move Sasangi mid-game.
Whenever needed, and Timoko comes in.
Hosking's playing through the middle. So, look, maybe they're just going Martin and Hudson Young 80-minute edge back guys, which would be awesome for Supercoach because Martin will be like a near keeper. I don't know. I'd still be surprised if Timoko wasn't starting sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
Regardless, boys, Noah Martin, break even's like negative 105 or something. Just get him in this week. And with Timoko still on the bench, as long as it stays like that, he's a good player anyway, but that suggests he'll probably play 80. So lock and load in your starting teams as well. At the Doggies, Bronson Sherry dropped Anari Tuala, comes into the team. At the Roosters, Reece Robson returns at number 9 early from injury. Boys, there are red flags over this one, quite obviously, but Dezzy Benaiuelu, he drops to the bench. Probably not going to get on the field with Robson, a big minute, number 9, and also Connor Watson, who can spend time at number 9. Whilst I think it was not a great move to get Uelu in for anyone that did, you've got to add in there the fact that people went to Reid Marnie, who went poorly on the weekend, who didn't play big minutes. Went to Phoenix Crossland, who didn't score well on the weekend.
At least you only paid $230K or whatever.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
It's like, I think, unless you've gone to better hookers, or like Jake Simpkin went no good on the weekend, I think whatever your backup hooker spot is, you hope you've got someone active in case something happens to Grant or Brayley or whatever. But, I mean, they're all going to be getting moved to Cheese when the time is right anyway.
Yeah, that's why I just started with Cheese, because we all saw the writing on the wall with this one, didn't we? A lot of people started with him. I'm not sure why. It made more sense to just hold Cheese or go the double gun hooker. But yeah, I'm really not sure what to make of people who went that way. But yeah, I'd be moving him on. I
Like
guess.
in the people's defence, like, mate, I'm a Reid Marnie owner, and I've done that as an insurance thing with a hope to get some price rises out of him. That may not happen unless he can pull his finger out this week against the Titans. But again, like, I know there's the flex. I know Dez, you and I attack Supercoach quite differently at times, but like, who's your starting hooker? Harry Grant?
Harry Grant, yeah.
If Harry Grant was out this week, I know he's not. It's all good and well, but Cheese might not come back till round 6, round 7. We don't know.
I would
You
buy,
don't have a hooker.
I would buy Brayley straight away if Grant went down.
From Grant.
Yeah.
Grant gets a HIA, misses 1 week. You're not going to sell him. You don't have a hooker.
Well, 1 week's 1 week.
All right. Grant has a 2-week injury, and you don't have a hooker.
2 weeks. I'd go to Brayley. Yeah,
I'm in the same situation.
I would just do it. I think hooker's a position this year that you just lock down. I made it very clear in my article, my final word article, that you just want those 2 guys. There's no one else even on my radar. There's like no one else even gets a look in. Just lock them in. Don't even worry about the position for the rest of the year.
Told you he's confident, everyone.
Yeah, Dezzy's up.
What a chat for a little man down there. You looking?
You are about 3 metres higher than Dezzy right now, but that's where the
Something
water.
wrong with the chair today,
That's where the water
I'm
boy
going
works his magic with the cameras. If you're watching on YouTube, guys, for what it's worth, boys, Harry Grant is not only absolutely flying, but he's fit, he's healthy, he's playing big minutes. So far, so good on that little hooker scenario. Hi, the Panthers. Liam Martin returns on the edge. The big one here is Isaiah Papali'i, who there's a bit of interest in pre-season. He started the season well. He retains his starting spot. Scott Sorensen looking to be used in a middle role. Isaiah Papali'i, across the first 2 games, a 68-point average starting on the edge. He played the full 80 minutes in Bathurst. The best thing here, though, Spy, just 1 line break to his name is his only major attacking stat. Now, with Liam Martin, I wouldn't imagine he'll go straight into big minutes, but we know he's a big minute edge back rower. We know Luke Garner has gone to the bench as well. Scotty Sorensen probably stays to the middle, but he's been a starting edge. Like, if Papali'i retains a 70 to 80 minute role on the edge for the Panthers, I think it's a lock and load. What do you think? Do you think he keeps the big minute edge role? Do you think he has a 25, 30 minute break? How do you see this?
Thing is, they got Garner on the bench. He's not coming on through the middle, is he? I don't think. He's got to be on an edge. So my fear is, it's not really a fear because you don't have to buy a Papali'i this week. His break even's like 47. You can another look. If he plays his 75, 80, he'd be very hard to turn down, boys. But in saying that, you can just have a free look this weekend without worrying about him making 140K or something.
Yeah.
So that's handy. And actually, speaking of break evens, I don't own Sua Farlogo, right? But I don't think I should be able to buy him this week for the same price that you boys started with him. That seems extremely unfair. Like, suits me beautifully, but it's like, that doesn't seem right. So I reckon that'd be something to look at next year.
I've always been
an
advocate of price changes from first game. And, you do your pre-season research and all this sort of stuff. You get rewarded for getting it right, and then they get a price rise, and then people have to bring him in after round 1.
And it means you have to make, like on Sua last week, I would have had to make a call earlier. Whereas unfortunately, I just sat back and watched him score 180 million. But yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it? Like, I don't feel right being able to grab him. Certainly will, without hesitation. But the fact he hasn't risen in any cash and he's averaging 136 seems a bit off for me. But just one to look at.
But even just things like, I'm trying to think of a good example is, but like a gun who's started really poorly and he's set to drop a bunch of cash. I know he didn't, but let's say Reece Walsh followed up his 35 with a 30. I'm kind of like, price doesn't change. I'm like, I started with him and I took that risk, and sure, I miss a few points and could have dispersed those funds elsewhere. But again, he's gone well, so I'm going to hold him. But in the example that he did go poorly, you don't really get punished that much. Anyway, that's for another day and probably a question for Tom Sangster. Do not flood his inbox. Don't be a pain in the arse to the poor bugger. He has to deal with enough. Now,
no, he must turn his inbox off, surely.
Oh, surely.
It's the only way to do it.
No. Poor fella. At the Melbourne Storm, Dezzy, Sean Blaw lasted all of about 1 minute into his return last weekend. It looked like it was going to be potentially a longer-term layoff. He has been cleared of anything too substantial there. However, because he only played a minute, he's going to return. I don't know if he was named in New South Wales Cup or not, but he'll return to New South Wales Cup. He wasn't named in first grade. He'll get his minutes back up through Cup. Adavali Lasardi, 269k with a negative 80 break even. Joe Chan, 309k with a negative 40 break even. Owners of these two are laughing. Trent Loiero returns from suspension. He's currently named on the bench. I would imagine he probably starts. I don't think it's a massive drama as it is. Tui Kamakamitha's named at 13. Regardless, it's huge for Lasati and Joe Chan. With Sean Blaw looming, with Trent Loiero back, who'll spend time at 13, big minutes I'd assume. Would you look to buy these two players, or would you look elsewhere?
Look, in an ideal world, you'd look elsewhere, but I really like the look of Lasati. I'm personally going to be getting him this week. If you already own them, you're laughing. And if you didn't have guys like Martin or Ryan Couchman as well, like I already have them. Those guys are well above the pecking order than these two right now, just for those reasons. But Lasati's just going to make a bunch of cash real quick. Jan probably will as well. And then you can just move them on really quick. That's my plan over the first month. Get these quick 150k price rises from these players and ship them off ASAP out of my team.
Spy, what are your thoughts on it? Because it's, I think our Roo was our man on the ground. He had his eye on that Cup game, Shock, on the weekend, and he was saying Blaw playing left edge, which is where Lasati is, Chan locked into the right. It kind of suggests to me, again, only guessing, but that Blaw would come back on the left edge where he's played for the Storm for as long as I can remember. I mean, so firstly, would you look to buy these two? And I know Lasati's output is better than Chan, but what Chan has over Lasati is, we think, probably a little bit better job security in terms of bigger minutes, but he's running off Jerome Hughes, which is basically the best spot in the NRL to be as a back rower. Would you buy either of these two? And Lasati's currently at 46.2% ownership. I suspect that will continue to jump for the weekend. Joe Chan's down at 20% ownership. I don't know if that will jump that much. Is Chan a good option? What do we think?
Couple of thoughts, boys. One, Joe Chan played 71 minutes on the weekend and Lasati played 80. Does that mean he's in favour?
But that also was different the week prior.
Yep. So
Chan played bigger minutes the week prior.
Yeah. But I prefer, obviously the latest info is what Bellamy's thinking, but the fact Blaw started on the left edge, don't love that. Unless Lasati comes out this weekend and plays right edge. All in all, I'm buying him regardless. I don't care because Blaw might not even return for a few weeks or a month. They're killing it.
Correct.
He has no lock on the spot. They lost the grand final, so
Lasati can also play through the middle.
Yep. So Lasati, even if you just had a little look at projections there, if he scores 100 points in the next 2 weeks, he makes 150k, like Dezzy said.
Yeah.
So firstly, he's averaging 80, so he could make a lot more than that. But even if he makes you 150 and then he's back on the bench, flick, thanks for coming. So, but you have to buy him because if he keeps averaging even 65, 70, you're like, well, I've missed that.
He could be 600k
and
before
he's
you know
a great option to play. So just in and playing is the answer.
Agree. At the Broncos, Gurmat Shibasaki, the breakout story of 2025 dropped. Grant Anderson starts onto the wing. Xavier Wilson starting on the edge for Jack Gajewski, who is out with a head knock. Brendan Piakura on the bench. At the Broncos, also Adam Reynolds' name. This is a big one. for a few reasons. Reece Walsh owners, we know, typically doesn't score as well with Adam Reynolds on the field, better with Ben Hunt, and also no goal kicking for Reece Walsh. Monitor news on Reynolds, who I believe is going to be given up until game time this weekend. Kalen Ponga and Dylan Brown out for the Newcastle Knights.
Question on Reynolds quickly. Birthday celebrations got in the way of Physio's podcast, but do we have any word of if Reynolds might hand over the kicking duties with a sore rib? Because ribs suck. You can't twist much in them, so it wouldn't shock me if Walsh kicked this week.
Yeah, I don't know, Spy.
I'll speak
The $1 million question.
Yeah.
There it is. Have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and
I'm
see.
no physio, except my partial degree, and surely he's kicking. You can't move with ribs, let alone goal kick and twist. So, Walsh with a T, heard of you first.
At the same time, though, like if he's good enough to play, like he'll obviously be needled up. If you're good enough to get belted by 130 kilo front rowers,
It's the twist,
surely.
Ribs are the twist.
Yeah.
You get whacked. Can't turn.
We'll see. For Reece Walsh owner's sake, let's hope he's out. Moving on to the Newcastle Knights. I mean, from a Supercoach perspective, purely selfishly, the Kalen Ponga, non-owners alike, to see him go off the field, it's like it's a win for Supercoach, but far out. Like him and Tommy Turbo are in the same boat for me, where you just like, even when they're scorching my Supercoach team as a non-owner, I just hate seeing these two go down for any reason.
Sucks.
So good for our game, so talented, and he was on 52 or something, had a line break taken off him. I think Spy's going to blow up coming shortly about that one.
It's actually about a different one, that's right.
Is it? Played about
It'll be in
28.
there.
Played about 28 minutes. Unfortunately, succumbing to I think it was a hamstring injury. So a shame for KP owners, but unfortunately, it's becoming a very regular occurrence with Kalen Ponga. Dill Brown also out. Fletcher Hunt, who was brilliant coming onto the field last weekend. He starts at fullback. Fletcher Sharp returns at 5'8" as well. Boys, I know you two are hot and heavy over Fletcher Sharp. With one game behind him, no price changes coming up against the Warriors, who have been outstanding to start the season. Even if you're in a good position, Dezzy, you'd wait, right?
Tell you what, though, he delivers on business, Fletcher Sharp. He really does. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out and just knocked out 80 points, even against the Warriors. He just bust tackles like no tomorrow. He's kind of like Walsh, where people just get hands on him, but they just can't. They can't contain him. Yeah, he's one of the most uncontainable players I've ever seen.
My big one, if he missed last week due to a concussion, and he was definitely healthy, I'd be nearly tempted just to go Cody to him if I could do it.
Yeah.
So for Cody's bye coming up, however, it was a knee injury, so I'm also just a little bit wary just to make sure he is up around that 100%. Because if he's sitting at 85 and they've rushed him back because they need him, maybe just loses a little bit of that fizz and doesn't break as many tackles.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Cody Walker bye next week, I believe, round 4 we'll be up to. Straight to Fletcher Sharp if he's looking good, surely.
Definitely, if you want to put the foot on the throat, this is the trade that you could make.
I won't need to see much.
Don't trade. Don't
Not
trade
yet.
me this week.
Yeah, not
You
yet.
don't need to do it this week.
Well, if I'm not trading in Fletcher Sharp this week, no one probably
Boys,
should
you were
be.
saying don't trade in Ponga and Turbo last week, and Ponga was going to go 150. Turbo probably should have.
Are you for real?
Is Ponga, I just want to check how he wants going to go this weekend.
And how's Turbo going to go this weekend?
They're both not
After
playing.
Jay.
I know, but I said I was warning you last week in the podcast they could both go ballistic, and they.
And we said Ponga could also get injured because he has a 10-year history of it, and he did.
Yeah. I mean, it was still the right trade to make, is what I'm trying to say.
Disagree.
It was
I'll
the
tell
right
you-
trade
I'll
to
tell
make.
you what.
If he stayed fit, he was going to go huge.
No, if he stayed fit, I'd never have to sell him as well.
If Tom Turbo stayed fit and never got injured, he'd average 150 every year.
I wouldn't need
I'll
to
tell
pick
you
any other
what, it's
fullbacks.
not altitude sickness going to your head, Dezzy, because you are that low down there. Does he look all right, mate? Alrighty, we have got Dezzy elevated on the possessed chair over there. They're all pretty ordinary. Dezzy's on the worst of them.
Dezzy, apart from fixing up my sore neck from looking down on you, you feeling a bit better now? You've
I
cleared your
am,
head a bit higher up?
Yeah, sorry.
Is it clear
Ponga and
again?
Turbo, what was I thinking?
Yeah, all right,
Terrible
you're back.
players.
You're
Never bring them in. God.
Alrighty, guys. Chancellor Cookstad and Chanel Harris-Tavita are out with head knocks. Tane Tor picking Luke Hanson coming to the spine for the Warriors. Leka Halasima starts for the Warriors, boys. He turned up in 80 minutes on the weekend. That was with Kurt Capewell withdrawing from the game prior to kick-off with a calf injury or something. Leka the Wrecker, dubbed by, I think, coined by Dez Creek. Leka the Wrecker, or did you find that?
Oh, I can't claim
Can't
that,
take
one.
that one?
That's
All
probably
right.
Walsh.
Probably Walsh. Anyway, turned up last week in 80 minutes. Could be a Supercoach superstar. Again, one Spy that we probably don't... we'll get his break even up. I think it's about 15 or so, though. we don't need to move on this week. Murata Niokore, who spent a lot of time on the edge under Andrew Webster, he returns on the bench. Mitch Barnett is on the extended bench. When he returns, he'll be starting prop, which will see Jackson Ford, who has been arguably their best player to start the season, spend time between middle, and he can also spend time on an edge. Leka, what are we thinking, Spy?
I would kill to get him this week.
Yeah?
But, there's just flagged. The fact 1 week ago, going into last weekend's match, he wasn't starting and he's 20. I think Webster's that kind of coach where he understands he doesn't have to play this bloke 80 a week. He can build him in. It's not saying, you're not good enough or whatever it may be. It's like, mate, the best thing for you is to learn some positions, get some minutes under your belt, not rush it in. That being said, he might also just go, mate, scrap all that. You're too good. Just play 80.
I think
there's a lot of flags, but he's so much upside.
Break even 14 at 502K. He played 35 minutes in round 1. I think, I just think you can wait a week and have a look at least with a 14 break even. Sure, if he comes out and scores well, he'll go well. In his 80 minutes last week, he had 53 in base. This is one of the most devastating attacking players in the game. He'll be a set and forget kind of player if given 80 all the time. But Dezzy, he could be back to 50 minutes in no time with players back, and you've wasted a trade.
Yeah. Especially if you're waiting a week. Then they've got Tigers, Sharks, Melbourne. It's not the greatest 3 weeks for him either. They're three pretty tough games, I'd say.
All right, let's get through the rest of this TLT relatively quickly. Teague Wilton on the extended bench for the Sharkies, looking to return from injury. Jamie Humphries at halfback for the Bunnies. Jaden Sullivan on the bench. Tallis Duncan named to start on the edge. Ewan Aitken to the bench. Taylor May out for around about 4 weeks. Drell Skelton at centre. I suspect he'll play on the wings. Sunia Taruva will play centre this week.
Yep.
Jermaine Hopgood returns at prop for the Parramatta Eels. Jack Williams at lock. Interesting with Jack DeBellin dropping to the bench. Boys, did you hold Jermaine Hopgood last week or not?
Absolutely.
Did. Yep.
Dezzy, how are we feeling about this?
Not concerned at all. I think he'll still just crack out his normal 60, probably play 60-odd minutes. Hopgood, crack out 70 points if he gets a couple of offloads away.
That being said, he's struggling to make my lineup. That's how strong the sides are. It's insane. I've got Hopgood, who I think can average 60 to 70, and I've got Lasati there not playing. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
This is round 3.
Yeah, it's insane.
Anyway.
Big watch on minutes, Jermaine Hopgood. Jacob Little returns on the bench for the Dragons. Likely to impact, you'd imagine, Damien Cook. The big one, though, boys, for all super coaches, the best for last. Zach Labart returns from suspension for the Cowboys on the bench. Huge news for Tom Chester and, Jackson Purdy was never getting dropped, but they have remained at centre. Tommy Chester, who is set for some substantial price rises. He is at 216K with a negative 68 break even. An average of 68 so far. Titans incoming this week, which makes him very playable in 7 or 18s these days. Firstly, I want to see him start because Labart could easily come into this team.
There's one big issue as a Tommy Chester owner. It's the last game of the round. So if you've got him as your 4th reserve, he doesn't start, say Labart comes in late, which could easily happen.
I think most people at least own Fire Marnie.
Yeah,
so
the
I
Titans
think
guy.
Do you own him?
Yeah, but surely you're playing him against the Cowboys regardless.
Yeah,
So
but maybe you hedge a little bit and just go, all right, I'll play one of them, and then if Chester were to get dropped come kick off,
Yeah, just an issue on just that last game fact.
Wait, are you playing them both in your starting centre?
No, I'm not playing Chester at all.
Okay.
Fayamani definitely playing against the
Not
Cowboys.
playing Chester.
Well, because if I
It looks a gun.
I don't disagree, but I'm also not playing Lasati at the moment. It's crazy, man. But Fayamani, I'm definitely want to play. So I'm just happy to sit Chester out. There's just an issue there. If you put him in as your 4th reserve, there's just a world where you get stuck. It's the last game. You may not. If you hedge, just wait.
Do your due diligence, whether he's your 4th CT dub or whether you're playing him on your bench, whatever it might look like. There are Howe owners out there as well. He could be an option if you need to.
Yep.
If you're like me and you may be tossing out between Chester and Fayamani, make that decision. Just have a look at your team and how that looks. Boys, topic for the show. Strategy. Points v cash generation. This is never a conversation. Some years it's round 4. Most years I would say on average we have this combo somewhere between round 7 and 9. And what I'm talking about there is with your trades, do you target players purely on points or do you target them on cash generation? Round 3 of the season every year is take the cash, build your squad value, and then you can afford all the guns later on in the year. But for a number of reasons this year, firstly, all the cheapies have just gone nuts. With lots of NRL points being scored, that means a lot of tries and a lot of attacking stats. It means they're all just going bonkers. Secondly, as we said, with the 6 agains, which is an impact on, which is leading to, I should say, a lot of points in the actual NRL, there's that. Thirdly, there's the fact that there's the new stat server that's come in under the NRL. So players were already undervalued and overvalued a little bit, but more so undervalued to start the year. I'm looking at my team this week, boys, and we touched on it pre-show and you two blew up at me. But I'm at the point where I'm like, all my cheapies are essentially doing really well. There are a few that I don't own. On any other year, you'd be like, all right, get them all and just bank that cash, etc. But an example that I have in my team this week is I own Kale Iro with a break-even of it's about 130. He's got a wonderful matchup this week running at Jake Averillo. Huge try-scoring opportunity and attacking stats. But more than likely, he's going to drop a fair bit of cash. I'm a non-Moses Leo owner. Moses Leo has a break-even of, we'll get that up, but it's negative something stupid.
Minus 70, yep.
Minus 70. Moses Leo, by taking the field, is going to earn a buttload of cash. We're looking at a potential sort of 200k swing here in 1 week from these two players. I don't really want to sell Iro because of the matchup and because my cheapies are all going great. I also don't want to miss out on potentially, it could be 250k from Moses Leo, maybe more in this gun Storm attacking outfit. I'll start with you, Dezzy, and I know you've particularly got your team right, so keep in mind the general listener out there. Not everyone may have nailed it like you and me sitting in 2k. How do you feel? Are we still going heavy on trying to get all the best cash generators and the best cheapies from this week? Or has that bar just dropped and you start to focus on those points sooner, like now?
Yeah. Boys, I tell you what, if you're really highly ranked and you've got all the cheapies, it's time to let rip on going for points straight away. Get a gap, get a lead, and hold it. I feel like this is sort of a season. It feels like where if you skip away to a bit of a lead and then you can play defensive with all the tackle bots, you could get away with it.
And the reason for that is, Dezzy, that for people that go hard early on guns and points and all that, you always start strong. And this is why, like, my squad always starts pretty slow and I come home with a wet sail. They'll start strong, we have these guys, but they're not generating any cash with their squad because they've gone a bunch of cheapies who aren't playing or whatever it might be, and they've paid up for the guns who aren't going to make any money. But this season, because everyone's making money, including a lot of the guns, I think people are just going to be able to afford 18 guns pretty bloody quickly. I mean, you look at already Spy's issues with playing a Lasardi or whoever it might be this week, who are like potentially genuine, really good scorers. Spy, what's your take on it?
All right, firstly, just in that scenario, I think you hold Iro.
And this is a huge one that I have this week, Ryan. I'll be boosting. Again, I'm a squad where I've got very few fires to put out, but I'm also like, every bone in my body, Supercoach-wise, just says, get this free cash. Carry on.
I just think Iro's the wrong player to do it. If it was a second rower, like a Yeo or someone like that, who's... Yeo's not going to lose heaps of cash per se, but I think he's still a better trade out than Iro. Where Iro's the sort of player who can lock down a center wing spot for you the entire season.
I agree,
he's still
but
getting 50 points without any attacking stats.
But I'm
whatsoever.
also in a different position. Like, I can't trade Yo to Moses Leo.
I'm guessing you don't also have probably many other players that you want to trade either. So it's like other years,
very few.
Other years, I'd say you do it probably. Like we need that cash injection early. This year we have a lot of players that are playing well, so maybe you've got no one else to do it. My issue is that Moses Leo was on about 15 points with a minute left on the weekend.
There are a few things that pissed me off on the weekend, Spy. Moses Leo scoring on the buzzer really did, because he went from, all right, I can dodge this bloke and I don't need him, to negative 69 break even. He's projected 44 points and net him 90k. The biggest thing being the good side. The other one, and we'll get to it, is the Sharks not playing to the whistle and Nathan Cleary getting the easiest 30 plus points of all time. I will move on.
Fair play. Well, Sue scored 3 times in 6 minutes, so shut up.
What made me feel better about Moses Leo try was Sewell's 3 tries in 6 minutes. Yeah.
Geez, they were good though. Like, before I get back to you, I was like, oh, that's nice.
They were good tries,
So here's my flags on selling Euro.
I'm all ears.
Great draw coming up. He could easily come out and go, 90-90 or 100-100,
Yeah.
whatever it may be, not lose any cash. You probably won't find you'll need much cash anyway this year.
That's the big one.
Also an extra trade that you'll want for the back end of the year that you're definitely locking in because, you want him back. So it seems like it's 2 trades, but it's actually 1 because you'll end up upgrading a cheapie who's now mid-range to Euro. So it does actually work out 1 lost trade, but I feel like if you're selling someone who could score really well and using a trade on it, wasting would be to be determined. Everyone's making cash, right, this year. It's not an issue. So how are you going to win Supercoach? It's probably points more than ever because we've all got the cash. So how are we going to find those
You can find someone with a -70 break even who you can trade for Euro. I'm bringing him in. You know who it is.
Dezzy, I'm selling Angus Crichton. It's all good, mate. I cannot trade Isaiah Yeo to Moses Leo. I do not have jewels to do it. I would make that trade if I could.
But
I cannot.
No, the point is
I would keep Euro over Yeo if I could.
Yeah, the point is that I think you can find someone with a -70 break even who is going to score more consistent points than Leo and get quicker cash rises
Who is
than
it?
he is.
But maybe, are you saying
Finifuyaki. I knew I was going to screw that up. Go for it.
You're also worked up, so you didn't give yourself the best opportunity.
I think he's a much better buy, to be honest. I think he's got a -70 break even as well. And his stats look absolutely insane. His base stats are
I
up.
tend to agree, actually. Like, not traditionally someone you necessarily he's at least going to have a decent base.
Yeah.
He's got some try scoring upside. But also, it could be in coming weeks. Maybe it's in week 3, 4, 5. There'll be a cash gen opportunity to pop up and you can take it.
Are we happy? Are we happy to forego Moses Leo then?
Yeah, I'm foregoing him.
Yeah, I think if I didn't own him, I'd be like, it's a shame, but he's got a million money makers. I don't think I need him. In fact, let me put it like this. If I could sell Moses Leo to a gun centre this week, given all the other gun chiefs I've already got, I wouldn't necessarily be like, I'll wait for him to make cash.
What if
I
I
think
was to,
you can go early.
What
this
if
year.
I was to tell you Moses Leo plays the Cowboys next week in Townsville?
Whose side does he get?
And then Penrith straight after that.
Is it Cows Penrith?
Honestly, you probably never
And
sell
then
him.
Warriors,
Yeah, but
Raiders, South.
He's not a
It's
bloke you're
doesn't look
holding.
great.
He's not a bloke you're holding long term.
He's on the
though,
wrong
is he?
edge this week too. He's running at Stags.
I know
They're all
that.
going it. We
Thank-
know where they're
thank
going.
God.
So I just don't think he's a must.
Okay.
In other years, yes. But I just think people are talking selling Euro. I haven't even looked at selling Euro.
No
Okay.
chance.
I haven't even considered.
For what it's
chance.
worth, his matchup on Avril couldn't be any better at Shark Park. I love it for him.
I'm going to captain him now. If Timmy trades him out, I swear to the viewers, I will captain Euro if you trade him out.
Well, I was going to
promise
say
I
trade him
will.
out now, but it's actually not a bad captaincy choice. I don't mind it.
Okay. That example aside, Dezzy, and there's going to be people out there that don't own Ryan Couchman and don't own Atavali Lasardi and don't own Moses Leo. A lot of these really good cheapies. Again, back to my initial question of points v cash generation. How hard are you going on cash, and should people be going on cash, or is it genuinely a case of cash is going to be a piece of piss? Let's turn the attention to points.
It's always the case of cash is a piece of piss.
It's not always the case.
It kind of is. In recent years, it has been. It hasn't been that big of an issue. I've never found any problems with cash generation.
I do tend to agree with you, especially last year as well.
Yeah.
So I went down this route of like, just don't worry about the cash.
Look,
it'll
I'm
come.
not saying
and
it
worked.
It's not that it's not important. It's the fact that it just happens in the background. You don't have to put your mind towards
In
cash
saying
generation.
that, I did sell Garrick for, it was Jesse Arthurs for a huge just cash rise of Arthurs. It really did help set me up. But last year was different. Like there just wasn't as much coming in at that point last year.
The cash this year's crazy.
Yeah, it's off tap.
For what it's worth on the Leo example, had he scored his 90 odd from round 1 in round 2, I would get him because I know there's big cash incoming. So a very important reminder, guys, that are a bit newer to Supercoach and wondering how break-evens work. We've said it before, but they work on your 3-round average, your break-even. That is what it is calculated on. The first game of the season, it will drop out after this week from that 3-round average. So an example of Braden Trindle, who had his 130 odd in round 1, he's got a break-even of, Spy you can find it, negative 40 or 50 odd or something this week. He will have a big price rise. because that 150, 130 is going to drop out of it after this week. He's going to have his 22 from last week. Whatever he scores this week, he will have a positive break even unless he blitzes it this weekend.
He could lose money next week.
He could lose money next week. Had those scores flipped around, the second score you have is in your price changes for 2 price changes. Had he gone 22 in round 1 into his 130 in round 2, the 130 would be there for 2 rounds, meaning you'd generally consider buying him because there'd be big money to come. It's not worked that way. Have I explained that all right, boys?
Yeah.
Explained all right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense to me.
Okay.
Could I go?
If you have any questions, jump on the YouTube and ask us.
Because it might be easier to explain in writing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first few
I'm a
rounds
visual
are-
person,
Go in
guys.
the
I get it.
Discord.
Sometimes Tim says stuff. I'm like,
All right. Spy. Circling back. Points for cash generation. What are you doing?
So I was going to go straight to my trades because it's very, very
Yeah.
relevant.
Sweet.
I, this week, have Cooper Bai and Tino Fa'asuamala Awi. Cooper Bai's been fine. He scored on the weekend. He's averaging 40. He's got a -5 break even. But I need Lasati. I have to get Lasati.
Yep.
And I have to get Sua. So they're 2 I'm just definitely doing. Because it's not just about the money then, it's points and money. If you can get both, you're cheering, right?
Yeah.
But what I want to do with my third one, like I'm sure there's some other cheapies here. Jeez, I actually really do have all of them. That's awesome. But if there was another cheapie sitting there, I wouldn't want to boost for another cheapie. Like I just don't think it's necessary. Joe Chan's one. Not really interested in getting both. I'll just take Lasati, flick him when needed. I want my boost if I'm going to use it to be an upgrade to a Latrell or someone like that, where I'm starting to lock in those real point scorers. That's where my head's at. And even next week, I'll be going boost for hopefully 3 guns, ideally. It
You
might be
boosting this week?
not at this stage. If I can find a way to get Latrell or something, I will. But I might need next week might be a cheapie and 2 upgrades, that sort of thing for a few weeks, where you go drop down, gun,
Yep.
that sort of setup. That's where my mind's at. Pro points, but doesn't mean cheapies who can score points don't come into the fold and do a job. So yeah.
Dezzy, anything to add, mate?
Not much. Yeah, I think I'm going to be getting Kulakefu as one of my trades. Yeo, he's been good, but I just think he's not going to get that much attack, and he's not playing 80 minutes. I think he's like pretty much confirmed that he's not an 80
He
minutes.
played 64 minutes week 1. He played 72 on the weekend, but that was because he literally went off and Jack Cogger had a head knock and he came straight back on. Like he's sharing a role, and Ivan Cleary happy. Oh, sorry, Ivan Cleary is clearly happy to play him at that sort of 65-minute mark at this stage.
Yeah, and for the other one, I'm getting rid of Miles Martin, who I've captained 2 weeks in a row, funnily enough.
Done a job for you?
Yeah, he's done his job. And now I'll bring in Lasati for him, and then holding off on the boost. But if I did want to boost, I'd be looking to bring in someone like Kaloa Matangi, even big Stefano Utoikamanu, who's looking real good at front row. Or I could bring in Fletcher Sharp as well and go crazy, like just try and put foot on the throat sort of thing. But at the moment, I'm holding off on it and keep all 5 boosts on my sleeve.
Alrighty. Fascinating start to the season. You may have swung me a little bit on the... I was sort of in between.
Yep.
Of, I'm still going to chase cash. Don't get me wrong. It just means that I'll bank it early and then have a lot more to spend than everyone else. But I agree. I just think cash generation is a piece of you-know-what this season. And the time, like, you can look at points immediately.
So also 1/3, which might help you even more. Yes, it's 1 extra trade used to get Euro out and back in once you upgrade someone else. But the week you need Euro and go, today he's firing again, now's the week, you're also cutting short your trade options that week by getting him back. So, like, it's always nice. If you've got someone, you're keeping him, you can just deal with any other issues without having to add that trade in and work them into the equation. So, yeah.
You might have swung me, boys. I like it. All right, plenty more on that across the podcast network this week. All righty, boys. Mortgage Choice SCW. The round 2 team reveal last week. Picked from round 2. Started with a bang, 1,341 points. Nailed the fullbacks in no shock to anyone because he picked it from round 2, Paddy the boy. Had Fa'alongo, Turbo, NKP. Unfortunately, obviously, KP down with injury. But 1341, so a good start to that campaign. What I will say about the round 2 ploy that we've chatted about in recent weeks, probably not the year for it with all the cash because
Bad year
like
for it.
it's normally the year where you're like cheapies don't sort of go that well and you've got all the good ones. All the cheapies are good. So sorry, Paddy, but that's his loss. But fun to monitor nonetheless. Guys, today the RBA has put rates up by 0.25%, making it the highest, Dezzy, in 8 months.
Outrageous.
Madness. Dirty old dogs they are, the banks. A lot of Aussies, they are worried about what this could mean for their budgets. If there was ever a time to reach out to Paddy and the team at Mortgage Choice SCW to see how much cash you can save on your home loan payments, the time is absolutely now. Get in before everyone else does as well. You might be making the leap into the investment market or saving some cash by refinancing your current loans, whatever it is you're after. Give them a call. Best of all, it is free of charge because you listen to this podcast. Simply mention SC Playbook when you get in touch and you get a free consult worth $129 to do so. Hit them up on Instagram. Leak them a message, mortgagechoice_SCW, or give them a buzz on 02 9521 1611. Spy talk, stuff you may have missed. What do you got for us, big fella?
Look, you've caught me off guard. No, not true. Always ready to go.
Good one, Spy.
Followed by,
What was I looking at? I was looking at something totally different. A shock to nobody.
Couple blow up, Spy.
Potentially. Let's start. I've just listed them in order. There's a lot going on over the weekend. Trying to solve a few things over social media whilst also drinking birthday beers, and I had to put it all together today. So let's see where we've landed. First one, you've touched on a few times as Dezzy goes down south again.
Dezzy's going south.
The Kalen Ponga one is really interesting because he bumped about 6 dudes, went through, slipped over, got up again. So I know what they've said. They've said he never at any point clearly broke into space. But I'm like, if you bump 5 blokes, slip through a hole, get up, go again, get into the fullback, and you've gone 30 metres, like I feel like there's just this tendency to try and find a reason not to give a line break. I'm like, just give it. No one's going to care.
I'm all for being objective,
Yeah.
but it's like, my goodness. Like it was such a weird sequence where, as you said, technically by the letter of the NRL stats law, maybe it wasn't a line break, but my goodness. He got chipped over just before the fullback and the fullback didn't touch him.
Yeah.
Mate.
I'm putting a shout out to the scorers just to go, if it maybe looks like a line break, just give it. Because I think people deserve line breaks and people are going to be happier doing it. And technically, what's a line break? To break through a line, it's 30 centimetres. Doesn't say you have to run 30. You just got to break through it. So look, there was another one with Haas offloaded to Reynolds. And that's when he dropped from 111 to 103. He lost a line break assist. Went back and watched it. The cover defence kind of came and got Reynolds after about 3 or 4 metres, but he still run through the line 4 metres. Like, I know they're looking at it in this way and they're going, oh, was he really clear of that cover defender? I just think if you've gone through the line...
Like if a cover defender's getting you, you've broken the line.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You've
And
gone
it's
through and
it's not the defender either side of you that you've gone through.
Exactly.
It's the cover defender.
So for me, I'll just encourage... Just make it more obvious on the line break. If it looks like a line break, it's probably a line break. And if someone gets one, they maybe shouldn't. Whatever. So be it. But there's a couple more. One was the Isaiah Papali'i one. Someone, I think, tweeted to me on Saturday or Sunday, or would have been Sunday. And I think it might have been just a genuine stuff-up because they fixed it Monday morning.
Nice.
So I don't know if that was as a result of backlash or whatever, but it was the most blatant and obvious line break I've ever seen. He brushed 2, ran 30 metres. I think he even got tackled by the fullback. So
Just missed it.
I'm going to give him a pass. I think it might have just been an error. And on Monday, they've realised, they're going, oh, shit.
If it was that clear and they fixed it, they just
Which,
missed it.
I don't know.
happens.
I don't know Ponga either. But I'm like, fair enough. Like, fair's fair. If you need to fix something, I know there's blow-ups around the scoring and the timing and all that. I quite like knowing that 99% of it's done that night. It's quite cool to know what you're
Oh, it's awesome. But if there's a barrier in there somewhere, and it fixes before lockout, like
I think they need,
best to get the result.
I think they need to be fixed. My blow-up one, boys.
Here we go.
Noah Martin on the last play of the day. Tamale went across, passed, Strange caught it, tipped on, and Noah Martin went straight into space, ran about 7 or 8 metres on the outside of the widest defender. Line break. Then passed it to the winger who ran another 10 metres. So one of them's got a line break, one's got a line break assist, and then the winger kicked it over the deep wing who'd already dropped back, the winger's head. Happened a few times last year. It's like the kick has voided a line break. I'm like, you've still run 20 metres for a line break.
Like if the fullback tackles them or cover defender tackles them, it's a line break.
If he didn't kick, it was a line break. So I'm like, and then one of the boys I was speaking to, the stats fella who's been really, really helpful, I appreciate it, mentioned that sometimes they'll look at if there's a cover defender again coming across and you haven't run past the point of the cover defender, might not be a line break. Here's the blow up. The cover defender was 20 metres behind the line for a kick, basically at second fullback. The line's here. If you run through the line, it's the line. I don't care who's out the back and they come and trail you. So they're the ones I'm like, I don't personally understand. Extra blow up because I did own and play Noah Martin.
We will double down on this one, though.
But that to me was just the most obvious case for a line break. Like,
All day.
again, just give it a line break. If I didn't own Noah Martin, I'd be like, it's a line break. Of course
Yeah.
it is.
My only confusion for that one when I saw it was, is he getting the line assist or the line break?
Yeah,
Not
well,
neither.
I was like, beauty, he's either up 8 or 10. That didn't come. I was like,
So no one got anything for that play.
nothing.
Jesus.
It's weird, man.
Anyway.
So, free the line break. Make it trend. Hashtag free the line break. Let's just make it happen, boys and girls.
Good stuff, Spy.
I'm done.
The Spy's angry.
No, I'm not.
Guys, most hot topics for the week, most traded in and out players. Su'Afa'alongo, find a way to get him in. Harry Grant, would we agree, boys? Averaging 101, negative 11 break even. You just find a way this week, don't you?
Get him in.
You have to. Also, on that, my favourite thing you said last weekend when fullbacks realise how good they are and can run through the line with power and footwork, he might have just realised how good he actually is.
With the speed of the game at the moment and these 6 agains and like the speed of the ruck, Harry's taking the piss. Yeah. And the thing is, like, a score of 80 nets him about 70 to 80K this week. If he tons up again, he's pushing 100K rise. For a bloke that you know you're getting at some point, who's going up in value, I think just get Harry in.
I also didn't listen to it all then. I was talking about Sewer, but agree on Harry.
Oh,
Sewer's found his confidence to go,
Yeah.
you can't tackle me if
Yeah.
I gas it.
Yeah.
Just huge, eh?
Ryan Couchman, boys, has me a little rattled. He's 200
More minutes than brother on the weekend.
Yeah, I
Someone
don't.
get us that scoop. We need that dragon scoop.
Yeah.
I own both brothers. I almost want to sell Toby.
So, 235K, break even of negative 65, averaging 70 points per game with 61 in base. The man has a motor. He can go, and he can go well. Just adding to it as well, he's not a plotter. He's got 8 tackle busts to his name. He has a couple of offloads, so he can do a little bit as well. He also almost scored a try on the weekend as well, I think it was. And I look at it in 2 ways. I think his minutes have been inflated by extra time in Vegas. I think they've been inflated by injuries during games, whatever else. I don't think he will be, at least while not off the bench, I don't suspect he'll keep playing 55 minutes per game or more. I suspect he'll be like a 45-minute forward. Look, if he plays 45 minutes, he'll still probably go at over a point a minute and average 50-odd, which is enough.
Oh, if he plays, how many minutes? 45?
45. Like he'll go at more than a point a minute.
Still average nearly 60.
Yeah, which warrants the buy.
Yeah.
If he continues at 55 minutes, he'll be a must and you can't afford to miss out. I can also just see him coming out this week. Jacob Little's back. Damien Cook will spend time, I would imagine, at 13. If there's no injuries on field and everything goes well for them where he plays like 35, 40 minutes and scores as many points. I think the fear of missing out on him, boys, is too much to not buy. It just doesn't all add up to me, Dezzy.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with the minutes of the Couchman bros, but yeah, I mean, if someone could give us some insight out there as to what they're doing. Not sure why Toby played 43 minutes when he should be the one playing like 65 minutes. Yeah, it's just not adding up. It almost makes me want to trade out Toby, but I think I'm going to hold off.
The better Couchman's just getting the minutes, mate.
But even just like
For the time being, yeah.
I'm absolutely not saying this is Ryan Couchman's fault, but
Joking, by the way.
But he comes on after 25 minutes and they conceded 3 tries in the last 15 minutes. It's not his fault the Fa'alongo run rampant. Nonetheless, like the big fella getting through the amount of his work he's in the middle, that's a big stint for a middle forward who's getting through his work. Now, there are forwards who can play through the middle and they can play bigger minutes than that, but they're not doing the work that Ryan Couchman's doing while he's out there. What are you thinking, Spy? Are you thinking buy or avoid?
Well, I bought him last week, so I wanted to get ahead of the curve. I still think I'd buy him this week. Sort of lands in that basket of like, he's doing it. Until I see a reason not to, let's just grab him.
And on the flip side of what if minutes regress, there's also the what if he becomes a starter?
Exactly. It could be a keeper.
Yes.
And if he does turn into a keeper, he could potentially make, 110K this week, and you've lost 110K. I know we've just spoken about how money's not everything, but if you can get him basement price, that's pretty handy going. And I think in that 6th 2RF spot, that's probably our most likely spot in our whole squad where we can have someone we might be able to sell as well. Like you're not going, if you've already got 6 gun back rowers and they're all killing it, that's when you'd probably go, well, I don't have anyone to sell for him, so I might have to cop it. But like I've got a Cooper buy and look, it will become tricky because there's
if he scores mid-30s this week, he makes $80,000. Even if he minutes do reduce, he's going to score that and he's going to make 80K worst case. So I think you just buy. I do see where he makes like 130 to 150K and you're kind of like, that hasn't panned out as such. Nonetheless, it's still going to be a reasonable
I've never seen a bloke score go up so quick on the app because I was...
Oh my God, doesn't he go?
I was sort of in that mid trying to put kids down, sorting everything out phase, watching but checking. I'm like, it just kept going like this. Like, it's great.
Boys, Nathan Cleary, we've got Lasardi by, Noah Martin must have. Nathan Cleary, 826K. 109 on the weekend against the Sharkies was obviously very impressive. Just a whinge from me because I don't own him and for no other reason. Sharkies played the whistle because he got about 34 points from that play where they just waited for the whistle and he just walked through them and scored. Had he not done that, life would be much easier, but he did. Obviously he's a good buy, boys. It's Nathan Cleary. The draw remains tricky, though. Roosters this week, who haven't been that good, to be fair, but still the Roosters away. Break-even's 86, so he's not going to go up much in money, if at all. Could potentially drop if the Roosters turn up. Obviously, we all want Nathan Cleary. I can't wait to get him in. I am looking at other buys before Nathan Cleary at this stage. Dezzy.
Yep. Glad to have started with him. Would never not go without Cleary off the start in a season like this, especially. So, yeah, in
a season like this, which you knew before when Monk
started. Dezzy knew it. The Oracle knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Told you's on.
Yeah.
Today,
there's something in the air.
I just knew.
Something in there that was me and Walsh are both going well, and it's shades of 2019.
There is a hint of it in the air. Walsh is fired up. And he's going
Walsh is fired up.
I'm not sure what possessed you boys to start without Nathan Cleary. Is it just a price thing?
I started with him.
Timmy, was it just a price thing?
Price.
You wanted to save 100K and you grabbed Nico.
You realise he's scoring to his exact price. There's no value in him.
Yeah, there's no value, but like the value is he's a captaincy opportunity basically every single week.
Have you captained him yet?
He's fixture proof. No, I haven't, but I will soon.
Like he's not exceeded his value, and I know you're an Oracle and you saw what was going to happen, but I was unaware there was going to be record points scored in the first 2 rounds of the NRL, Des. So apologies.
Why didn't you start with Tanner Boyd under the new system?
Yeah,
yeah.
Hindsight bias.
Actually, why didn't you buy Braden Trindle and sell him round 2 ahead of his fall off? Like,
can't win them all, boys. Can't win them all. You've only got 2 trades.
If only Supercoach was as easy as Dezzy made it out to be, he'd win it every bloody year. Speaking of that man, Tanner Boyd, $574,000 and negative 41 break even, averaging 111. Let's say you weren't as smart as Dezzy and started with Nathan Cleary and your halfback was underperforming. What are your thoughts, Dezzy, on Tanner Boyd as a quick cash grab and avenue to Nathan Cleary?
Yep, I'm all for it. Get to Cleary as fast as you can. Warriors look great. They really do. They look like a top 4 side to me. They're pulverizing anyone in their way, and Tanner Boyd's he's the beneficiary, really. I don't see anything wrong with it. Can't go wrong with a break even like that. I'm almost tempted to chuck him into flex. And just for the cash rise a lot.
Just remember 131 from round 1 drops out next week. Again, it was the other way around to be more
he would be a stepping stone to Walsh next week for me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to go for in my flex this week.
Yep.
Someone who's literally just going to make the most cash possible. He's just going to be a 1 week play, then straight to Walsh next week.
But a 1 week play, if he scores 70, he goes up 90K. It's not a heap as a 1 week player. There'd players who are going to make more cash, right?
Yeah, but like we said, we don't need that much cash. Just enough. 100K is enough.
But I don't think it's worth using 2 trades to get to Reece Walsh for 90K.
Reece Walsh is worth 10 trades with this draw he's coming off. You know that fact as well.
You can do it in.
You already have him, Timmy.
Do it in 1 trade somewhere though. Like you don't need to get. I don't think you need to do it via Tanner Boyd.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm doing it by Kulakefu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his last name again?
Fine Fuyaki.
Nice. Under pressure.
Spy, 8 games last season, he averaged 59 points. As I said, a 70-point score, he'd rise about 90K. He's not a bad short-term cash grab. with that 131 to drop out after this week, he has the 9 in there. If the Knights can keep him to, say, sub 50, which is every chance, he becomes nearly a sell in the next week or two. Not a bad move, but I have no interest.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally buy him. The wires are humming, though. He's running the ball nicely. He's making a bunch of tackles. So, look, he could put egg on my face, but I'll just be on the slightly conservative camp of I'd prefer to get someone who I really know is going to do a job rather than hope.
Yeah. Looking fantastic for what it's worth.
Bloody oath.
Trelly Mitt Boys, 626K, 99 point, average break even of 0. Tigers this week. As the teams have been named, he's running at noted poor defensive winger, Jarrell Skelton, who's playing centre. Hello. However, I do expect it to be Taruva, probably game day, regardless. Not
Chop
bad.
the legs, Taruva.
Bunnies have the bye next week, is the only probably question mark.
Into the Dogs, into
the
the Raiders.
Yeah. And on top of that, like most of us are already relatively heavily invested in the Bunnies as is. Spy, great matchup this week. I'm thinking as a post-bye pickup.
I'd really like him this week, but yeah, who have I got here? Cody, Fafita, and Kaloa Matangi. So I'm not going to add a fourth before the bye, especially
It's a lot of money on the pine.
if it was like Tigers by Titans.
Different story.
I'd think differently, but buy into Bulldogs. I just want to try and get through this week without too much damage. Trell doesn't typically go that well against the Tigers, so hopefully they show up. But yeah, the matchup's pretty good. Taruva's interesting because if he defends in the centres there, he's actually not a bad little defender. But the key word there, he's pretty little. So Trell could monster
I'd
him.
prefer him than Stafford Tyler. I'd prefer him than Joel Skelton.
Yep.
That being said, like...
And even last week, he bobbed up a few times, Trell, with a couple of Trell moments, which he does. Like, that's why we own him and it's why we want him. But he launched off the break and he tipped on to Johnson. Didn't actually do much and he got 20. It was just one of them beneficiaries of being the centre. And his first... You know what? I have another gripe tonight. Rob Toyer, the best defensive centre nearly in the comp, went high on him the first crack he got at him after levelling him the whole of Origin last year. Just when I wanted him to score last year in Origin. And then he's like, I might just do a job on 12, mate, hit the legs. He comes across, goes high, gets bumped, and he offloads. Like, why? Chop the legs, bro.
What are you doing?
Anyway.
Latrell Mitchell, first 2 rounds for that enormous average of his. He's averaging 9 runs and 8 tackles per game.
It's insane, eh?
Built differently.
Which
that man.
basically
Probably
says,
up on last year's numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah, at fullback.
bumped his work rate up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll need him in, but I'm just going to see if I can get through to basically post Bulldogs, I think, unless I can find a way. But no, I don't want 4 bunnies on the bye, I don't think.
Boys,
Though we
Caleb-
do have depth this year, sorry. Like, if you had 4 on the bye last year, previous years, like, that's bad. But
more manageable.
you look at your extended bench now and suddenly you go, maybe it is all right. So,
Boys, they don't feature, that will make this one quick, but they don't really feature most trade in or out. But my quick take on the Atkinson and Sanders scenario, huge win for Atkinson owners on the weekend. Again, guys, 1 week is a short time for anyone who bit the bullet and traded last week.
he might be back in front.
Sanders scored late 30s. The big score drops out this week, and he plays the Dogs at night. Atkinson's draw is wonderful, and he has a 59 for a couple of weeks. I wouldn't buy either. I think there's a world where you buy Atkinson. He looked really good, and the draw's excellent. But I think if you've got one of them, you hold on to him, take the cash, and then you probably just look to get to Nathan Cleary as quick as you
Flip
can.
to a gun ASAP, yep.
Most traded out, Kalen Ponga injured, Spy, Tino, just not getting the minutes.
Or the output, though.
All that, yeah.
Bloody awful.
He's played like, I think 49 minutes per game.
He must be carrying something. He's basically barely offloaded. He doesn't look threatening.
Yeah.
Low minutes. There has to be something there.
Reed Marnie,
Gone.
number 3.
Probably comes out and tons up this week now.
Oh, huge
After
chance. And
Almost
Sue will
certain.
get about
Against
12.
the
A
Cowboys.
pie
as well.
within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crush over.
you better believe it's going to happen.
Reed Marnie, boys, 3rd most traded out player. I am an owner of him. If he's your ticket to Harry Grant, absolutely. If he's not, if you already have Harry Grant and Marnie like myself, I'm just going to sit Reed Marnie there. He probably won't go up or down in money too much, to be honest.
Not losing cash. You
I'm
can
just
wait
going
for
to
a
wait
better
till
option.
Cheese is there and I'll go bang down, or if someone else emerges, but basically waiting for Cheese. Tommy Flegler, that one hurt a little bit. Scored really well in round 1. Oh, really well, 48 or something. Played his first stint on the weekend, 24 points from it, and had a rib injury, and yes, which is a concern. Tommy Flegler owners, it's a real shame for potential cash generation. Nonetheless, it's also the year of quick cash gen. He's probably going to be a bit of a slow burn. Do either of you boys own?
I owned him
Nah,
last
don't.
week and I sold him straight to Lukey.
Oh, yep. To
With
get
that,
to
with
Lukey.
that future foresight that I knew Flegler was not going to be a good buy.
That bloody crystal
This-
ball again,
yeah,
Dezzy. You
there
need
it
to
is,
share it
Timmy.
with us.
Yep.
Knew he was going to get injured.
So you know when forwards are going to get hurt, but not fullbacks. Okay,
Yeah.
noted.
Not the fullback hero.
Tommy Flegler, he has been named this week. I mean, I think it's just a case of he's going to make money. It's now going to be a lot slower burn because of that 24. With the options available, probably look to
If
sell
there's
him.
a gun option,
Yeah.
gone. Get
Yeah,
rid of him.
I think
Don't
so.
need him.
Sammy Walker, boys, another one that I own. Started the season with a 53-point average. Penrith this week, obviously as bad as it gets. They've conceded one try to last year's grand finalists and prelim finalists. Do you have him, Spy?
No, I was really keen on him, but ended up going Nath.
I really don't want to sell him. He's looked relatively decent.
Running the footy a bit.
What's your thought? So the 52.5 average he's got, he doesn't have a try assist, or a line break. His only attacking stat is a line break assist.
Unlucky though. He's one that it's the Penrith factor again. I feel like he could
Anyone but Penrith.
he could just be he could get stifled in his cash making. Then he's got to have another big
know.
score, which in fairness he does have Manly the week after. But then he's got a buy. So he goes Penrith, Manly, buy. Oh, it's very awkward for owners.
Because
If I could get someone on the up, maybe that's where a 10 avoid or something does come
to be
in.
perfectly honest, I'd be happy to go Sammy Walker and then just go Dan Atkinson to Cleary in like 2 or 3 weeks' time when the run softens up
Yep.
and run those two long term. But as you said, when you add the buy in there and you add Penrith this week, I understand why people are selling.
In saying all that, yeah, if you get your nuffy half or your cheaper half to a gun like a Cleary down the line, you don't have to worry about Walker now because you can just hold him for the whole year.
Pending how Atkinson goes the next 2 weeks, I'll probably give Atkinson a couple of weeks of price rise, and then unless you've got a mad negative break even.
But if I was Walker to Cleary, if that was my plan in a few weeks, now I'd be like, oh, I've
tempting.
got to get off this just because it could just go the wrong way.
Yeah. All righty, boys. Trades and skippers. Maddie, I might throw to you because I haven't gone to you all night. Have you had a look at what you're doing yet this week? We're going to go away from Maddie the water boy, and we're going to throw to you. Boys have kind of touched on your trades, but Spy, if you could just touch on your trades and skippers for the week.
Cooper Buy to Lasati and Fa'asua Mala'awi to Sua Fa'alogo. I don't know if I say his name exactly right, but I'll
So
get there.
far longer.
Longo, yep. I've tried to avoid hearing and watching him for the first 2 weeks. So every time he runs through, I block
Yeah.
my ears and
La
close
la
my
la
eyes.
la la.
VC, VC Nath. He seems like Friday at 6 o'clock seems like a real easy one to do. If he blows up, that's great.
Yep.
Captain is hard, boys.
It is.
this week. I'm tempted to go Sua, but then I'd nearly go Walsh, but just the fact it's in Melbourne, I won't. He'll be my captain probably from next week onwards.
I will be
Wide
captaining
open.
Reece Walsh round 4, 5, 6 against the Queensland teams for sure.
Yeah. Payne Haas is against Melbourne. Like, I expect him to do well. Brisbane need him to do well, but geez, they did a good job on him in the grand final. They might do it again. Like, do you look to a Fafita or a Kaloa Matangi? In answer to your question, I've got no ideas. Hopefully, Nath just goes skits and I can just loop him.
Desmond?
I will be chucking the VC on Farlongo. I think you can't go past him in this sort of form. Even against Brisbane, I think he could come out and score 100 quite easily. And for C, I will be captaining Euro if you trade him out. Without a shadow of a doubt. Ocean Protect Stadium. Match up
Well,
against Avarillo.
You're the one with the magic
It's
ball.
got a double written all over it.
You're the one with the magic ball, mate. So I'm actually not certain of my trades off the back of conversations and just digesting all the information. Can you have a quick look into it and let me know what I'm doing this week?
My issue with looping is I'm going to have to drop like Isaiah Yo out of my bench. That's how strong it is. Whereas we spoke about last week.
Spy, you must have some shit CT dub you can drop. Like, you can't be that upset dropping Firemarni again. I know it's the Cowboys.
No, he's starting
but-
for me.
Yeah, could you not drop him?
He's starting.
No, because I got all my centers play.
Oh,
it doesn't
okay.
work.
So it needs to be a back row, does it?
No, don't get jealous of this depth. It's just very, very strong early in
Don't
the
get jealous
season.
of my rank that's higher than yours.
Yeah, I won't because I got depth. Anyway, Nathan can get 130 and it won't matter.
Anyway, good conversation. For me, I don't know exactly what I'll be doing. I know who will be going out. I will more than likely boost. Tom Flegler will be gone. Angus Crichton, super underwhelming, gone. You may have swung me. God, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Dezzy might have swung me on something. I may brush Moses Leo and Hog Cayley. Right?
Wait, you're selling Angus over Isaiah?
Yes.
Why is that?
Angus
Run me
Crichton
through it.
has 2 tackle breaks to his name this year. His work rate has been poor. He's looked terrible. He has the Panthers this week. He has a bye next week. He's doing nothing. Isaiah Yeo is averaging early to mid-60s. He's still getting through plenty of work.
I'm Team Williams in this one.
Yeah,
Yo,
my
for
reasons.
sure. Went off
Alright.
early because I was pumping him last week. He
Yeah.
would have rolled up to 70 odd. He'll score a try soon or set one
I
up.
expect the Roosters should put up a fight, which hopefully means a few extra minutes.
Angus looks awful.
He looks so bad.
Yeah, I'm not. Of course, we know he can
He
score a
scored.
try.
He scored like 52 in round 1 with a try.
Doesn't look that bad to me. He's just the sort of player who could just suddenly decide to start crabbing across the field like Herbie, busting tackles.
He could.
chucking
Send into the
offloads.
Waratahs
It's just-
now.
It's just like we've talked about it for years, but you want ceiling second rowers, right? Angus has a ceiling of
I've got him, and he
150.
averages 53 for me.
Yeah, in 2 games, it's not much so far. Roosters haven't looked great. Like we've said, Sam Walker could start turning up, and he's right outside him. So
Penrith at a bye to the next 3.
yeah,
don't need him.
but Yo's just not playing 80. I'm just not interested in him. If he's just gonna churn out 60 points for you every week,
I'll probably
You
sell
want-
him
you want
next
more
week
than
too.
60 there,
I'm
right?
not saying I'm happy with Isaiah Yeo, Dezzy. I'm just He's not going to survive my team either long term, but short term, he's not going to miss round 5. He's getting through a lot more work. He looks better. Yeah,
And then we'll flick him on as well.
Yeah.
They're both not lasting.
no.
All right.
Flegler will go. Crichton will go. Ryan Couchman will probably come in. Trey Mooney's probably going to come in, but on any other year, he'd be an absolute. But for all these points you've mentioned around chasing the points, and I don't think that cash is going to be as important this year. I'm not as convinced. The big thing that has me worried with Trey Mooney is he's offloading at will. He had 5 offloads on the weekend, just looked to do it every time. That has me shit scared. It's just easy points. But at this stage, Trey Mooney and Couchman in my 3rd trade, to be confirmed. Captains, I've got a VC on Sammy Walker should he last the week in my team. The reason being is I think I'm just going to straight see Payne Haas against Melbourne. I think he's going to play big minutes because the Broncos need
They
to
have
win.
to win.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be in everything for them. And on a weak spy, as you said, I don't have a lot of standout captaincy options, so I think I'm just going to go with the big fella in Payne Haas. Boys, that was for the SC Playbook podcast for NRL Supercoach Round 3 Spy. Thank you, mate.
Very lively, boys. Good sesh. Good sesh.
There's a bit of passion, bit of... When Dezzy comes in that hot, you're in for a big night.
You got to
all
fire
round.
back. You can't
Well,
just
boys,
stand
it's
still.
my last one for a couple of weeks now. I'll
Yeah.
be going up the coast. So yeah, hopefully you guys can hold down the fort without me.
You
Just
just-
don't lead the listeners too far astray.
You just make sure you're still up top, or you might not be welcome back, mate. We don't need you.
What does your crystal ball say? Where are you going to be ranked when you return?
I'll be top 500.
We'll see about that.
I do think you're on a bit of a roll. So
Yeah, you're up and about.
you do, yeah. You and Walsey flying.
Righto, guys, that would do us for the Playbook podcast for this week. Thank you for tuning in and have a great week.